A little while ago, I got a message from someone telling me that I'm wrong. The Catholic Church is Christ started the Catholic Church, and it was the original church. I mean, I've heard that so many times, as though I'm here to defend a club or something. No, that's not true. Christ did not brand his church in any kind of way. He did not call it Catholic. Peter had nothing to do with the Catholic Church. It's ridiculous. But what it got me thinking about is this kingdom of Satan. Christ says that the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, smallest of seeds, but it grows into this big tree, and then it has these wonderful branches and leaves. It grows into a glorious tree. Well, the kingdom of Satan grows into something. The kingdom of heaven represents those who love truth. The kingdom of Satan represents those who love falsehood, those who delight in wickedness. Between Daniel 7 and Revelation 17, I have demonstrated for you over and over in videos that the Antichrist is a kingdom. The Antichrist is not a man. And that kingdom is counterfeit Christianity. And that counterfeit Christianity is also referred as a harlot riding a beast, is also referred as Babylon the Great. And it is said of that Babylon the Great that she has prostitute daughters. She's the mother of all prostitutes, of all those who prostitute themselves to the world, who follow in her example of tithing, which is not tithing. Tithing was fulfilled through sacrifice, counterfeit Sabbath, Sunday Sabbath to worship their sun gods, pagan holidays, Christmas, Easter, the image of the cross, the image of pictures of so-called Jesus, the image of statues of so-called Jesus, the image of statues that people call nativity scenes, counterfeit feast days, moving from God's calendar to a Gregorian calendar. And that's exactly what the word says that the Antichrist is going to do. It's going to try to change God's set times. And we know by process of elimination, I demonstrated for you in Daniel 7 and Revelation 17, process of elimination, we know 100% that it is the kingdom that was started by Catholicism. But you remember that that kingdom has daughters. And that kingdom is all those who do not love truth, but have delighted in wickedness. And it's the reason I say to you, you have to come out of Babylon, and Babylon has to come out of you. We have ingested so much falsehood in our time here on this earth. He has to clean us up. And if he's not cleaning you up, there's a problem. You're not in the covenant. If he's not cleaning you up, you are not in the covenant yet. You had better return to him and beg him to return to you. People who say these things, that Catholicism is the OG church, I just think that's one of the stupidest things to say. The OG church, the original. It's the original, but it's the original harlot. It's the original prostitute. It's the original counterfeit. They don't know the word because Jesus said that the church, that true believers must worship God in the truth and in the spirit. That's what he said in John 4. That's the church. That is what's defined as the church. The church is in the believer. Christ is not coming back and going to go visit some mosque or synagogue or cathedral and be like, here are my people. Nope. The word says that he will look straight at your heart, that he's already looking into your heart, and that's how he's going to know his people. That's how he knew him when he was here. That's how he's going to know him on the day he returns. That's how you're going to be justified. I also want to remind you that in Daniel 2, we know that fifth kingdom in Daniel 2, that it is papal Rome. We also know that kingdom is represented as having 10 toes coming out of her. In Revelation, it's referred to as the prostitutes that bore out of her. Not just Catholicism, not just papal Rome. It's all of counterfeit religion. All who have not loved truth, but have delighted in wickedness. And you think, oh, well, that sounds like the world. That just sounds like the world. That sounds like what, the Kardashians or something? Well, yeah, certainly it includes them. But God says he's going to, when he returns, many are going to say to him, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we cast out demons in your name? Didn't we eat with you in your name? And he's going to say, depart from me, evildoers, I never knew you. These are people who think they're Christian. These are people who do the very thing that this guy did, which is to tell me that Catholicism is the OG. I mean, whatever. I'm not like in a club and want to argue with you about the club you think you're in. I don't have time for that. It's just stupid. It's not the truth. Either you can hear the truth or you can't. I don't waste my time with that. So just another angle that I want to take to help you to understand what this kingdom is. This kingdom is everyone who does not love truth, but delights in wickedness. And you know what? Living here and understanding truth, like knowing truth and learning truth, it's a full-time job. I am not going to sugarcoat that for you. It is a full-time job getting back to the true Christ, because it means that we have to unlearn everything we think we know, and then we need to put to practice the truth, while concurrently being in a world that thinks that's cuckoo, a world that has been set up in such a way that it's almost like it makes it impossible, except that all things are possible with God, but has tried to make it impossible for us to even live here and continue to obey our God. It's hard. I mean, how do we take new moons, Sabbaths, holy days? How do we take that off from work? But God will make a way. How do we not get, succumb to this like coercion to go submit to the doctor gods, the science gods? But God will make a way. He has in my life. He has in my children's lives. And yeah, there are consequences for not submitting to the world. Like we already do indeed experience consequences. We already have to live with certain concerns about the world police, right? Like the people who, want to force you to submit to what the world values. But look, the word says that the Antichrist is going to flatter those who forsake the Holy Covenant, but those who know their God will firmly resist him. The word does not say it's going to be easy. In fact, the word very clearly tells us we're going to lose our lives for it. I'm going to lose my life for the testimony that I speak to you. You will eventually lose your life for not submitting, if indeed you're in him. Now, is that not submitting to one thing? Like, oh, well, I'm not going to observe Sunday Sabbath. Boom, saved. Sorry, Seventh-day Adventists. It doesn't work like that. There's a lot more in the covenant than just that. Well, I'm not going to take that jab. I'm not going to take that chip. I'm not going to take that tattoo. I'll see it coming. Oh, congratulations. There's a lot more in the covenant than just that. Also, that's not the mark of the beast. You'll be justified by your heart. You'll be condemned by your heart. Mark of the beast is in your heart. It comes out of your right hand and your forehead. I know. Spoiler alert. If we just stayed with the word, it would have been so simple. But we added so much garbage to it. And people are so confused. And I know that it's difficult, but if you have the ability to hear truth, you should be able to hear what I'm saying. You should be able to hear this and go, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. That is what Jesus said. You're not defiled by anything that is going into your body. You're defiled by what's coming out of your body because it's coming from your heart. Oh, please discern this message with God.